Beneath the oak, where whispers cling to shadows, your laughter once danced upon the breeze. We carved our dreams in the bark, so shallow. Now they're fading like the leaves. The porch still creaks where you swayed in your silk scarf flowing. Each plank a tone of tales untold. In the cool of evening's glow, when the stars start showing, I feel your ghost, but it's the night that holds. Starry night haunts over old gravel roads, where my heart rides on but alone. Echoes of hoofbeats where our sunset once roamed. Starry night haunts where you're gone. That old cabin by the creek, now silent, forsaken. Windows stare blank like eyes that lost their gleam. The dusty paths we trod are overgrown, overtaken by the thorns of roses we planted in dreams. Here where rain once sang on tin roofs like a promise, now whispers secrets in a lonesome, mournful tone. Time swept you away, left me with a compass. Points to everywhere, but none of it feels home. Starry night haunts over old gravel roads, where my heart rides on but alone. Echoes of hoofbeats where our sunset once roamed. Starry night haunts, and I'm stoned by the flickering light of the campfire's embers. I see the scars we left upon the land, as the flame surrenders like I remember. You slip once more right through my hands. Starry night haunts of those trails long grown cold. Each step away stretches our bond. Echoes of love that the night air stole. Starry night haunts, but I ride on, forever carrying this heartache I've owned. Under these stars where you belong.
Out by the old whispering oak, where the dusty trails bend and weave, I found a scarf you left behind. Like a piece of you I still grieve. But the wind sings through the branches, a melody both sweet and sad, a token of a love that's gone in the sunset light, gone mad. As the sunset fades on the edge of town, the shadows grow where we once lay down. The colors burn to a deep heartache, under skies that witnessed every promise we'd break. There's an old porch swing swaying with ghosts of laughter we once knew. The cabin empty like my arms missing the warmth of holding you. The gravel road's been washed out by the rains of countless storms. drop of memory fading as my lonesome heart mourns. As the sunset fades on the edge of town, the shadows grow where we once lay down. The colors burn to a deep heartache under skies that witnessed every promise we'd break. Through the silence of the plains, under stars too distant to tell, my regrets are carried on the breeze in the night where whispers dwell. What's lost is more than love, it's the peace I can't regain. A cowboy wanders soulless like a ghost upon the plain. As the sunset fades, so do dreams of yours. The dust settles where my heart beats no more. The twilight captures my silent plea in a world that moves on without you and me. So I saddle up as darkness claims the land so wild and free, riding under starlit skies where you and I swore we'd always be. But like the sunset fades into the night's embrace, I'm a shadow riding onward in the echo of your grace. Just past the creek where the cottonwoods grow, that old felt hat tied down, shielding sorrow. It watched over me on your porch made of pine, as we traded sweet whispers, your hand holding mine. In that quiet little town where time moves slow, under the shade of oaks where wild rivers flow, your scarf in the wind like a captured blue flame. I left my heart there and nothing's been the same. Oh, that hat tied down, brim bent below the eyes, hiding tears that fall like rain from winter skies. Each trail I ride, each dusty path I roam, takes me further from you, but never closer to home. Now the cabin stands empty where we once lay. The laughter we shared now echoes fade away. Gravel roads stretch under mournful moon's glow, leading nowhere, just shadows of what I used to know. Those wild lands hold memories, each stone and each tree, but the soul of the prairie, it just ain't the same without thee. Your picture, a faded token in the pocket of my vest, riding solo bunny sunsets in search of some rest. Oh, that hat tied down, brim bent below the eyes, hiding tears that fall like rain from winter skies. Each trail I ride, each dusty path I roam, takes me further from you, but never closer to home. There's a silence in the prairies, a whisper through the grass, speaking of what was and what can never come to pass. I've learned that some loves are like the wildflowers of spring, vivid and brief, a fleeting
beautiful thing. So that hat tied down, heavy now with years, sagged under the weight of my unspoken fears. But each sunset that bleeds into the edge of the night is a reminder of love once burning so bright. Oh, that hat tied down, brim bent below the eyes, I'll keep riding these trails until my own sunset dies, carrying memories under skies vast and dawn, always moving away, forever unable to come home.
Down by the willow where the creek used to sigh, I carved our names under that 4th of July sky. The oak trees whisper secrets in the breath of the wind, promises made just to break and not to mend. Oh, the creek fell apart just like the dreams we knew. The water stopped running where the wildflowers grew. In the dust of the trail where our footsteps disappear, I listen for you, but it's my own echo I hear. The old porch swing hangs lonesome and untold, rusted chains and memories too painful to hold. Your scarf still dances on the breeze of the dawn, in a town too quiet since the day you were gone. Yes, the creek fell apart just like the dreams we knew. The water stopped running where the wildflowers grew. In the dust of the trail where our footsteps disappear, I listen for you, but it's my own echo I hear. Somewhere past the sunset on roads that twist and bend, I ride with your shadow as my only faithful friend. Every empty cabin, every silent starlit part holds the ghost of the whispers from your vanishing heart. So the creek fell apart under skies wide and stark, and I wander these valleys with you in the dark. Letting go is the way the old stories all end. I'm lost in the chapters that I cannot amend. As the sun whispers goodbye in hues of deep maroon, I know part of my soul will always be entwined with the moon. Out where the oak tree shadows lay along across the lane, I recall a cabin withered by the wind and rain. Her laughter lived like wildfire, wild and uncontained, and in that flickering sunlight her smile called my name. Like a whisper through the chaparral, her voice would softly claim each corner of my restless heart, a love I can't recall.
the prairie winds are colder and the silence speaks her name. Since her smile called my name, nothing's been the same. Underneath the porch light where we used to sit and dream, an empty rocking chair now sways a ghostly quiet scene. That dusty road we walked along, now just a fading trail. Her scarf still hangs upon the hook, frayed and pale. Like a whisper through the chaparral, her voice would softly claim each corner of my restless heart, a love I can't reclaim. Now the prairie winds are colder and the twilight feels so tame. Since her smile called my name, everything has changed. In the silence neath the stars, I feel her touch in the midnight rain. Each drop a memory falling softly, mingled joy and pain. An old guitar plays slowly, a melody of days when she was mine, echoing through the canyon like a lost forgotten time. Like a whisper through the chaparral, her voice forever claims a part of my wandering soul on these endless open plains. Now every sunset's bittersweet, painted with her flame. Since her smile called my name, I've never been the same. Every trail I ride, every quiet night, her smile calls my name.
In the shadow of the old oak tree, where the river bends and whispers low, I found you wild, you and me, dandelion seeds ready to blow. Your scarf a shade of sunset bright, tied to the saddle flapping in flight. We traced gravel roads till they disappeared, each mile together the sky we did. But dandelions held tight in the palm turned to wishes in the winds of time. You're a memory in the dust of my ride, echoes of laughter and your hand in mine. With every sunset that paints the west, I find you still beating in this old cowboy chest. Now the porch creaks empty, the door swings free, echoing steps of an old melody. That cabin in the clearing with its quiet cold glow holds the ghosts of your laughter in the shadows, down faded trails where our dreams once ran. I walk alone, a solitary man, where wildflowers whisper in the fields you adored. I search for you, my forever implored. Oh, dandelions held tight in the palm turn to wishes in the winds of time. You're a whisper in the dust of my ride, echoes of laughter and your hand in mine. Every sunset that bleeds through the west leaves your shadow dancing in my lonely chest. And I've learned that love, like wildflowers, grows in places left untamed. But holding on too tight, my dear, just leaves you with the sea, the rain. Dandelions once held tight in the palm fade to wishes on horizons I roam. You're the echo in the canyons of my mind, a love lost in the sweep of time. Yet every sunset that dies in the west keeps you living deep within my lonesome chest.
in the shadow of the mesa where the oak trees used to stand. I found the scarf you left behind, now faded in my hand. The cabin's door still creaks the same on hinges worn and gray. It echoes with each step I take since you in the rain walked away. The rain walked away with your laughter, left silence wide and deep, like the riverbeds now dry and cracked where our promises sleep. Underneath that vast prairie sky where once we lay, all I hear is the echo of your steps since the rain walked away. This old porch remembers us, its boards worn down with time, where we watched the sunsets bleed into night, your hand resting in mine. But the gravel roads are empty now, the trails have all but faded, just like the love we swore would last, now gone and all but jaded. The rain walked away with your laughter, left silence wide and deep, like the riverbeds now dry and cracked where our promises sleep. Underneath that vast prairie sky where once we lay, all I hear is the echo of your steps since the rain walked away. Maybe towns like these, with dust settled so still, are just places for the heart to break, not places meant to heal. I saddle up to ride again through winds that whisper pain of a love that's just another ghost, like the rain. The rain walked away with the best of my years. Through the dust I see you clear, your smile through the tears. I'll carry this old heart of mine down roads where memories sway, still searching for a reason why the rain walked away. Yes, forever asking why did the rain walk away?
Shadow, an old oak tree, silk scarf you left still whispers to me. Under the sky's fast fading embrace, old cabin windows, the ghost of your face. Every gust brings your laughter, sweet and so wild, lost in the echoes of the frontier. My heart beguiled. That scarf watched me leave down the gravel road worn, through the fields where our dreams and wildflowers were born. As the sunset paints sorrows and hues so deep, your memory's a treasure I can't help but keep. Oh, how that scarf watched me leave, my silent confession, tangled in winds of relentless progression. Years felt like raindrops on that dusty porch floor, where we danced 'neath the stars, not needing much more. But time's a thief in the quiet dusk side, took you from the valley where the old rivers lie. Now I roam through these towns where the past seems to cling. In every corner a memory sings, and that
sunset paints sorrows and hues so deep. Your memory's a treasure I can't help but keep. Oh, how that scarf watched me leave. My silent confession, tangled in winds of relentless progression. Oh, every trail I trace and each road I ride carries the soft echo of you by my side. Maybe it's true, some loves never truly depart, they just ride alongside, deep in the heart. That scarf watched me leave, and it saw my tears fall as I whispered goodbye to the love that took all through the whispering pines. In the cold mountain air, I travel alone, but you're still everywhere. Oh, that scarf, it watched me leave in the silence of leaving. I forever grieve.
In a valley where the oak trees shadow the road lies a cabin with its timber silver like old bones. Through that doorway walked a love as wild as the land under moonlight. We swore forever, scarves on our hands. Oh, the wind sang through the spaces she once filled. That old house, carved with names now gone still. Echoes of laughter under rafters where my heart lays. On the porch of broken dreams, through the sun's dying rays. Years have wandered, like the rivers change their course. Empty saddles, dust settles with no remorse. Where her laughter hung like rain in thirsty air, now just whispers and a faded scarf left on that chair. Oh, the wind sang through the spaces she once filled. That old house, carved with names now gone still. Echoes of laughter under rafters where my heart lays. On the porch of broken dreams, through the sun's dying rays. And I've seen sunsets bleed and fade into the night, but her eyes, that fire still burns too bright. In this quiet town where memories roam like ghosts, I'm just a shadow, in love with what I miss the most. Oh, the wind sing, but my heart's grown cold and mild. Still that old house carved keeps me beguiled. A rider alone, trails fading into the dusk. With every whisper of the wind, I feel the pulse of lost musk. So I'll sit here where old oaks weep and time is blurred, in the silence with my sorrow, echoes unheard. In the old house carved where my soul forever stays, watching horizons, holding on to forgotten days.
I've crossed the rivers, climbed the rise, watched red dust paint the evening skies. My boots wore thin from years gone by, chasing dreams I couldn't tie. The canyon winds all knew my name, so did the storm, so did the flame. I rode with ghosts, I rode alone, my only home was what I owned. But she was the sunset I found, burning gold where the hills fell down. She stood like peace in a world untrue, with eyes like dusk and a voice like dew. I'd seen the world from town to town, but nothing shook me, nothing profound, till she looked up without a sound. She was the sunset I finally found. She had a garden by her door, and boots too clean for riding war. Said she baked her bread by hand, and read old books she didn't plan. I tipped my hat and barely spoke. She laughed and handed me her cloak. Said, "Cowboy, rest your saddle bones, even legends need a home." She was the sunset I found, a fire that warmed my worn out crown. I'd seen the stars, I'd kissed the wind, but never knew where love had been. She pulled me close without a rope, no tricks, no games, no lines, no hope, just her and me in common ground. She was the sunset I found. I didn't ride to find a flame, but somehow she called out my name, and every mile I rode before led me straight to her front door. In a world of noise, she made no sound, just stood there like the end of day, soft and fierce in a honeyed way. And if this road should call me gone, I'll take her light and ride on strong, but I'll always turn my heart around back to the sunset that I found.
Out by the willow, where the creek used to run, found an old cabin, wood bleached by the sun. Carved our names deep in that gnarly oak skin. Her laughter's echo over whispers of wind. Beneath that old porch, hid from midsummer's blaze, her scarf still lies there, lost in the haze. Her voice cries in the canyon tonight, through echoes that dance with the pale moonlight. Her sighs are the wind in the valley so low, where my heart's buried deep in the cold shadow. Oh, her voice cries, and I'm still learning why each sunset's more painful than the last goodbye. Seasons have turned, and that creek's running dry. Gravel roads wind where we once watched skies. The willow's grown old, its branches now bend, like my weary soul at each day's end. That scar frayed and faded, like memories worn in a dusty saddle from a love long torn. Her voice cries in the canyon tonight, through echoes that dance with the pale moonlight. Her sighs are the wind in the valley so low, where my heart's buried deep in the cold shadow. Oh, her voice cries, and these old eyes don't lie. Each sunset's just shadows of her silent inside. If whispers could talk, or old ghosts could walk, would she wander back softly, or vanish like chalk on the edge of this earth where our dreams fell through? The land keeps her whispers, and the sky keeps its blue. Her voice cries in the canyon so deep in my dreams, it's her voice that disturbs my sleep. And I roam these lands tethered to her echo. Her voice cries in the wind and I can't let go. Yes, her voice cries, and I'm bound to follow through fading trails and valleys hollow.
Underneath the oak tree shadow, where the old river bends, I once carved our names in the bark with promises without end. We watched sunsets paint the valleys, feeling time slip through our hands, by campfires glow under starlit skies in these forgotten lands. But now the campfire hides the tears I've cried. The wind whispers your name through the lonesome pines. This saddle's worn and these trails have gone cold. My heart's still out there in the stories untold. The old porch swing still creaking, but it sings a silent tune, like the scarf you left that's faded now. It dreams under the moon. Those gravel roads we wandered, now just paths I roam alone. Every cabin empty, every echo a reminder of my own. Yes, the campfire hides the tears I've cried. The dust stirs memories I keep inside. Rain falls on this heart of stone in the twilight's embrace, where I've grown so alone. I've walked through storms and under skies so vast and clear, each step away from you, every mile just more fear. But love is the ghost in the fog rolling in, haunting the heartlands where we once dreamed to begin. So the campfire hides, and I'm out here still trying to find a trace of your laughter in the breeze, a piece of peace left behind. My love's a shadow flickering by the fire's dying light. Campfire hides my sorrow as I whisper your name into the night.
out beyond where the oak trees mark the line. By a dusty trail, her old wooden wagon lies. Years have worn the paint, the wheels no longer turn. Where we'd watch the sunset blaze and talk of dreams to earn. Wagon cries in the wind like it knows about the sin of letting go too soon under that silent silver moon. Echoes of her laugh in the shadows that it casts. This lonely heart just rides with the wagon cries. We had a cabin built of hope on a gravel road so fine. Her scarf still on the porch sways like she's still mine. But time like dust flew fast and the rains fell hard and cold. Now the path to what was home, just a memory grown old. Wagon cries in the wind like it mourns the love we'd been, holding on to the ghost of her whisper soft and close. In the creaks of aged wood lies the tale of what stood. This wandering soul abides with the wagon cries. Oh, these plains stretch wide and the nights talk back, telling tales of the scarf, the oak and the shack, and every star a story, every breeze her side, on these endless roads where old lovers lie. Wagon cries in the wind, now it's just my weathered skin, feeling every crack and moan of a heart that's turned to stone. Yet this love won't cease, like the oak it finds its peace, where the wild lands stretch wide, under starry skies I ride, with the wagon cries. Oh, the wagon cries.
In the shadow of the oak, where our names were once carved deep, the wind whispers secrets that those old boughs still keep. And underneath that gnarled sentinel, I found your scarf faded red by the gravel road where promises and summer dreams were said. Hollow heart burns with the flame that won't die down. Every sunset paints your face on this empty, quiet town. Dust rises, settles like the tears I've learned to hide. Hollow heart burns, but I carry you inside. Lonely porch swing sways, a ghost in the twilight's embrace. The weeping willow watches, knows the sorrow in my chase. These boots worn down like the path to your old weathered door, where laughter rang through rafters, now silent evermore. Hollow heart burn with the flame that won't die down. Every sunset paints your face on this empty, quiet town. Dust rises, settles
like the tears I've learned to hide. Hollow heart burns, but I carry you inside. Oh, the rivers know my sorrow, they've seen how tears can flow, and the mountains bear my echoes of I can't let you go. In the calm of the cabin where your scent lingers on, I found no solace at dawn, where your shadow once shone. Hollow heart burns, and tonight I feel you close, in the whisper of the rain, in the fragrance of a rose. Yet every trail I wander, every star I see alone, tells me love's a journey for a heart that turns to stone. Hollow heart burns, in the silence I atone.
On the ridge where the oak trees shadow the dusty trail, my hat tipped low hid the eyes that once told tales. There's a scarf you left, it's faded red by the porch of pine. A whisper to the wind, your laugh trails off, no longer mine. But the hat said nothing as the sky bled its gold. Silence lay heavy where our stories once boldly told. With each setting sun, like a curtain call closing tight, the hat said nothing but held your shadow in the light. There's an empty cabin where the gravel roads wear thin. I trace my steps, but they don't lead me back to where we begin. The saddle's worn, the leather cracks like the dry riverbed. Each stirrup swing a reminder of all the words we never said. The hat said nothing as the sky bled its gold. Silence lay heavy where our stories once boldly told. With each setting sun, like a curtain call closing tight, the hat said nothing but held your shadow in the light. Underneath the weeping willow, I finally understand. The branches bow in sorrow to the rhythms of the land. Each leaf that falls, a memory lost to time and to youth, a silent testament to the quiet, enduring truth. The hat said nothing as twilight took its claim. Stars peering down, somehow knowing your name. In the quiet of the plains, where the cold whispers roam, the hat said nothing, but it whispered you home. And so it goes, under the vast unyielding night, the hat says nothing, but feels everything in the fading light.
where the oak tree shadowed the dusty road. I met her laugh under the gold of a setting sun. The breeze carried tales from those weathered stones of her eyes, like the wild creeks where dreams would run. But her laugh said nothing of the coming night. No whisper of winters, no trace of the frost. Underneath the starlight, where our hands fell right, her laugh said nothing when everything was lost. We traded promises on the old porch swing, scarves that smelled of pine, tales of springs to come. One morning the saddle lay cold, no echo in her steps, left a cabin empty as the prayers I'd hung. Her laugh said nothing of the empty rooms, no hint of the dust that would settle our dreams. Where once her warmth bloomed through the glooms, now just shadows play where our laughter had been. Now I wander these trails, gravel underfoot, each stone a memory, sharp as the day, as the sunset bleeds over land she once stood. I know part of me was lost, part forever will stay. Her laugh said nothing, and the silence grew a canyon deep where my echoes fall. In the tender quiet, I still look for her hue. Her laugh said nothing, and yet it took all. In the whispers of the wind, I still call her name. Her laugh said nothing, still I love her just the same.
In the frost of dawn, by the creek so still, where the oak tree shadows danced upon the hill, your laughter wove through branches cold and bare, an echo in the wind of the love we used to share. I rode past our old wooden porch, worn and gray, where we watched the sunsets at the close of day. But now only whispers on gravel roads remain, and the oak stands silent, enduring the rain. Cold morning drifts where my heart still calls your name. Across the empty cabins, love ain't quite the same. Memories like dust kicked up by a lonesome trail drift away on the wind, but your scent, it never fails. The scarf you left still lies upon my saddle horn, faded now like the fabric of the dreams we sworn. The town seems quieter now you're not here. The laughter's gone, replaced by the quiet I fear. I listen for footsteps on creaky wooden floors and wonder if you'll pass through those swinging doors. But time's a thief, and
and it's stolen you not spared, leaving only the shadows of the love we shared. Cold morning drifts through the emptiness inside, where my heart's a cabin with the doors flung wide. Ghosts of your laughter haunt the trails I ride, under skies so wide, where my sorrows I confide. I've whispered to the stars, spilled secrets in the night, sought solace in the moon's pale waning light. But every sunrise just tightens your absence grip. These trails I wander without you are a sinking ship. Cold morning drifts, I'm a shadow in the dawn, riding through the memories where our love once shone. The heart may move on, but this cowboy spirit knows, in the quiet of the wildlands, old love never goes. Yes, in the cold morning drifts, your memory forever glows.
In the hush of dawn's first blush, by the creek where willows weep, I found a scarf light and torn where our love swore to keep. Underneath that old oak tree, carved two names for all to see, now just ghosts in the breeze, whispering just to me. Boots rolled through, kicking dust, leaving just a trace. Silhouettes against the sunset, a haunted lover's grace. Every creaking floorboard on that porch echoes her sweet laugh. Boots rolled through, but her memory's a photograph that won't fade in half. Gravel roads where we once roamed, now paths I walk alone. The cabin's empty, the fire's cold, where warmth once brightly shone. Old saddle hanging untouched tells more than words could say, since you took that midnight train and life turned shades of gray. Boots rolled through, kicking dust, leaving just a trace. Silhouettes against the sunset, a haunted lover's grace. Every creaking floorboard on that porch echoes her sweet laugh. Boots rolled through, but her memory's a photograph that won't fade in half. Oh, the rains that came washed some pain, left puddles of the past. But deep in me, the river runs to seas that hold you fast. By the oak, the scarf still flies, a flag of what's no more. In the winds that cross the plains, I hear you close the door. Boots rolled through, kicking dust, leaving just a trace. Silhouettes against the sunset, a haunted lover's grace. Though I trek these hills and valleys, through the whispers of your laugh, boots rolled through, and I'm just shadows of the past, catching photographs.
Yes, boots rode through, and my heart's a worn out map of your footpath.
In the shadow of the oak, where our names were once carved deep, the wind whispers secrets that those old boughs still keep. Underneath that gnarled sentinel, I found your scarf, faded red, by the gravel road where promises and summer dreams were said. A flame that won't die down. Every sunset paints your face on this empty, quiet town. Dust rises, settles like the tears I've learned to hide. Hollow heart burns, but I carry you inside. Lonely porch swing sways, a ghost in the twilight's embrace. The weeping willow watches and knows the sorrow in my chase. These boots worn down like the path to your old weathered door, where laughter rang through rafters, now silent evermore. The flame that won't die down. Every sunset paints your face on this empty, quiet town. Dust rises, settles like the tears I've learned to hide. Hollow heart burns, but I carry you inside. Oh, the rivers know my sorrow, how tears can flow, and the mountains bear my echoes of I can't let you go. In the calm of the cabin where your scent lingers on, I found no solace at dawn, where your shadow once shone. Hollow heart burns, and tonight I feel you close, in the whisper of the rain, in the fragrance of a rose. Yet every trail I wander, every star I see alone, tells me love's a journey for a heart that turns to stone. Hollow heart burns, and in the silence I tone.
Out there where the oak stands guarding old forgotten lands, by the creek where we once lay, the dust now covers hand in hand. Your laughter hung on the wild breeze, now whispers to the trees. The rain listened quietly as my heart spoke of these. Oh, the rain listened as I called out your name through the echo of hooves on that old gravel lane. The skies shared their tears on the brim of my hat, while the winds carry secrets of where we once sat. Old Porch Creek's a lonesome tune, sings like a melancholy fiddle. Empty cabin holds the ghosts of your smile in the middle. That scarf you left still colors my view, faded red on the saddle. The trail's gone cold, and so have the shadows where we once rode unraveled. Yes, the rain listened as I called out your name through the echo of hooves on that old gravel lane. The sky shed their sorrow on the sleeves of my coat as I searched for the sunset where our memories flow. In the whisper of the aspens, in the rustle of the leaves, there's a piece of you in every crackling branch that grieves. Was our love just a whisper that got lost in the wind? A story that paused where the footprints end? So the rain still listens when I whisper your name into the silence of the wild, where nothing stayed the same, where the land holds the echoes of the love we knew then. The rain keeps on listening over and over again. And it listens, oh how it listens.